Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. It is Bruce Jordan of Michael Jordan Hotels. Today we got Paul in the building with Reeco. Reeco is in the house. We're at the conference. We're making it happen. It is live. And as you can see, it is loud.
Oh my gosh.
How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Excellent.
Today we're going to be talking about expense control and why we need to control our expenses and how we can make that happen. Paul, how did you get started in this business?
Oh my gosh. It was in high school. That's how it got started, really. I'm at heart, I'm a hotel operator.
Nice.
I started in hotels when I was in high school, working a front desk. Then I did, just like any other hotelier,
Mm.
you end up doing all of it. And I fell in love with it and did that for many a year. And at one point in time, I just got introduced to the technology side of hospitality, and I fell in love with the technology side. I began using more tech, and then I switched gears and joined a technology company. And so here I am, Reeco, technology company for hospitality. I love it.
We definitely need you
Yeah.
because we're a little bit behind the times when it comes to technology in hospitality.
They try really hard. Let's just say that they try really hard.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. When it comes to cutting expenses and controlling expenses, like what are some of the things that you're seeing happening, and what are some of the things that you're going to see you changing in the future?
Yeah, with anything in the hospitality industry, there needs to be a why, right? Like why even bother? In the hospitality industry, we like to think that if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? But we do that in the hospitality industry, and that's why we are where we are with innovation.
That's right.
It's just tough. So you have to, and the hospitality industry asks all the why questions, like why even bother? Why is it important? What difference is it going to make, right? And then we end up getting stuck in this cycle of, oh man, I wish I would have. Like, our technology is so behind. Well, whose fault is that? It's your own fault, right? And so here we are. There's a why behind expense control, or why that is now important. You think of 2025, and suddenly everybody's saying, man, we got to do a better job of controlling our expenses. Why? Well, what happened? Like, pandemic happened, tariffs, prices, right? Inflation and all these things. You got labor prices, that's a little stabilized. But again, like everybody sees that. It became more of an emergency,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's being very reactive. Well, that's a little bit of a disruption. It forces it to happen because the pain point's there, and they're now seeing the answer to the why, but it's a reactive answer to the why, right? And so that's unfortunate in our industry. That's why we're kind of in this place that we're in. Here we are in 2025, and everybody's talking about managing expenses. I gotta manage expenses. I gotta do a better job managing expenses. How do I do that? Oh, so that's the why. Unfortunately, we're being forced into it, and technology companies in the hospitality industry are even at fault a little bit for being reactive
Mm-hmm.
to what others are looking for. If that technology, or if the management companies of the hotels aren't asking, the technology companies are saying, we're good. Like, we're giving you what you need today. This is good. We're not being innovative enough. They're not
Correct.
forcing it onto everybody to make them see it a little differently. But there's reasons why expense management itself is important, and some of it is driven by the answer to this question: why. It's coming out of the pandemic. We owners realized that, hey, we can actually open the doors to a hotel and turn the lights on and keep the margins as tight as possible with minimal staffing. Well, when things came back, what was the big question from an ownership perspective is, hey guys, like, you don't need to hire all these people back. You don't need to provide all that. I want my margins to be tight. I got to make up my money. You can't hire the same level of people back in there. Plus, you're paying them more. So you got to be more efficient. So the owners were driving that, right? And so people had to look at, how do I manage my labor better? How do technology I got to use technology. I got to have more insights. I got to be able to do this better. So they were forced into answering that question, why the technology started to get introduced or more adopted into it, getting more data, more visibility into it. There's reasons why, like costs going up.
Yeah, you remember back in the day, it was like the one employee per room model. Like that was never exists, right?
Heck, doesn't happen today, right? It doesn't happen. So business models change, and when a business model is forced to be changed, you've got to be innovative and try to still run the business, but adjust to the demands of how that business model is going to change. And technology can be a part of that. And that's what's happening with expense. That's the expense management is there because people are saying, look, my P&L, the bottom line of my P&L is being impacted by something related to expenses, cost control, costs going up. Even from a revenue perspective, like the revenue channels that we are looking at to bring revenue into the business are different than they were pre-pandemic. Transient, corporate, group, it's different. The trends are different than what it used to be. It may be harder in some areas to get group, or business and transient are in different days of the week and they're mixed.
That's right.
Right? That changes your business model. That's going to change how you manage your expenses, whether it's labor or even buying things. Your delivery dates. How much do you need? When do you need it? For who do you need it? You got to answer all those questions. And so you got to be a little bit more flexible because it's changing all the time. And so technology is helping with that. That's why, technology is coming in to help. That's why people are looking at how to manage expenses better, because it's impacting your bottom line as your business models change and adjust. You're adjusting to it. It's hard to adjust, especially when you're set in your ways in the hospitality industry. It's hard to adjust.
That is so true.
So I don't know. That's the why. Like why is expense even? And why are people asking the question? Why didn't you ask it 5 years ago? You were managing expenses 5 years ago. Well, what the heck? We're doing it again. So what's the difference? Well, it's changed, and it's really important because it's changed in ways that we're not used to. And people have different expectations than what they had before. So we've got to be flexible and adjust to it. And that's the reason why expense control is a thing. It's not that it wasn't before, but there's different reasons for why we're asking that question and why it's important.
That is so true. That is so true. I mean, of course, the reduction at payroll is a given, because just the increase that's happened. What are the number one expenses that need to be cut besides payroll when it comes to F&B?
Well, so great question. In general, expenses or just the costs of things outside of labor are higher. We all know that. As consumers, we know that. We go to the store, even Walmart, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is like 3 times more than it was a year ago. And what is this? Eggs? Like, seriously? Like what?
Like, nobody's selling drugs on the corner anymore. They're selling chicken. They're selling eggs.
Right? And you're asking yourself this question, like I say, how is a business even staying in business? How am I going to eat breakfast tomorrow? I gotta be cooking 1 egg instead of 3, whatever it is, like, because I can't afford it.
So you're going to be eating impossible eggs.
Oh my gosh. But this is like really like what we need to be doing as we think about how we as individuals and we as a business, we have to sit back and think, okay, like what can I do? What can I control? There's only so much you can control. Prices are what they're going to be. They are what they are. And so we have to sit back and think, okay, well, what can I do to have an impact on my business, to have an impact on what I deliver as a product or a service or an experience? We have to sit back and say to ourselves, okay, I can do something, right? And I can get creative. And I can think outside the box. I can still run my business. I can still eat breakfast. Maybe I just need to be a little creative as to how I approach that. On the food and beverage side, you look at your menu and you look at, can I do this menu anymore? Well, maybe I can't do that menu, but I can do this menu. And this menu over here, if I get creative, maybe it can even be better. And my food costs can be improved. How do you approach that? Well, you just
Portion control.
It's portion control. It's looking what you're buying. It's looking at where you're buying it from. It's looking at it's even looking at things like who's buying it, what's my audience, and understanding that, and who's coming into my restaurant or who's coming into my hotel, and understanding some things, right? That maybe your business model has changed, and it's okay. Let's get creative and let's look at different ways to get a different answer. because doing the same thing we always did is going to not get us the same result that it used to get. It's just not.
The way I see it is it's retail. I remember I was talking to a carpet guy, and I was like, man, your prices are so high. Like I go to Home Depot and get this carpet, and it's like half price. Like why is that? He was like, well, me and Home Depot have the same supplier. We have the same price when it comes to cost. But what Home Depot would do is they would intentionally take a loss on this carpet to get people in the door, and then increase the price of batteries, and then increase the price of drill bits, and then increase the price of nails, just across the board, 25, 30, 40, 50 cents. So this way they recoup the loss from when they're going to have for having this so-called sale. And when it comes to F&B, we would have to do the same thing. We have to make our plates look full, but maybe reduce the meat portion and increase the veggie portion.
Absolutely.
So my cost is doubling, but it's doubling by 10 cents.
But
my meat cost
placement
is
on the plate. Yeah, it's even placement. It's all the little things. All the little things. And there's so many ways to approach it.
Mhm.
You just have to be creative and smart. You can't just do it the same way we used to do it. That's really what it comes down to. And it's all of those things, and it's like sourcing, where you're getting it from, who you're partnering with. Maybe the old partner isn't the right partner anymore. Maybe it's the local guy down the street. Maybe he's suffering just like you're suffering. So maybe you've got to build a new partnership, a new relationship that benefits both of you. There's lots of answers.
Yeah, like when you go to like one of the smaller restaurants, like say if it's a Chinese restaurant, you don't realize that you're getting this much chicken and this much rice.
Absolutely. I just got that's so true.
So it balances it out, but you still get full at the end of the day.
They'll get full. Just give some good sauce on there.
Whatever it is, extra that sauce, extra soy sauce, we're good to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Paul, how can everybody get in touch with you?
Oh my goodness. Well, I work with Reeco.
Mhm.
Reeco is a company that services the hotel industry, specifically where our platform is designed to help hotels with procurement from start to finish. And so we provide the ability for a hotelier to use a technology platform that connects them with suppliers, with their GPOs, and with other technology partners to streamline the process, give them insights into doing some of the things that we just talked about, right? Making a better decision or understanding the data that is right in front of you so that you know how to save money to improve the bottom line because the technology is giving you a better answer than what you're used to. It's helping you have insights into a different approach, a different way of looking at things and connecting all those dots. So if you're into saving money and you want to find the best price, Reeco can help you do that. If you're into things like, I need to make sure that I'm compliant with my GPO contract because rebates are important to me, great. Reeco can help you with that because that's the kind of decision that you're making to improve how you're doing things. If you want to look at making sure that you've got the right inventory, the right food cost, and that your recipes are all lined up with the products that you're buying and how that impacts each other, Reeco's a tool for that. We're going to help give you those insights to make that better and streamline your process. So little things like how much time are you actually spending doing orders, trying to research pricing. If you're spending more than a couple of minutes, you're spending too much time anymore. And so Reeco is a technology tool that allows that to happen. I work with Reeco. I help run the whole customer journey at Reeco, that from soup to nuts, using the technology, applying that into your environment to help you make better, smarter decisions. Find Reeco, you find me.
Nice. You heard it from the best first. This is Bruce Jordan of Michael Jordan Hotels signing out. Thank you for joining us for another episode.